Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my final project for Spiegelmom scraps, and so you just saw the discount code, so if you want to head over to the shop you can, and you'll get a 15% off discount off your order. Yay, to save you money. So I decided to create a layout using the Vicky Boutin All the Good Things collection. Now, I didn't realize how amazing this collection was until I saw it in person. Like, I thought it was beautiful to begin with, but the colors are just so bright and, like, happy. It's a happy, happy collection, and I'm so happy that I finally got my hands on it. I went to a local scrapbook store. It's not even local. It's 2.5 hours away. A little while ago, and they had it in stock, and so I grabbed some of my favorite pieces, and that was the first thing I picked up when I decided that I was going to create a layout. So that tells you a lot, right? And so, okay, so I started with my background and I wanted to create like a white splash of color. So initially I picked up my watercolors that you saw, and just the white wasn't bright enough, and yeah, it didn't give me that effect that I was looking for once it dried. And then I decided to use my white linen from Dylusions, the spray ink, and I used that. I just stuck my brush in there and went over all the white and added some splatter and whatnot, and I got a better effect like that. The only thing is, I think maybe I should have gessoed my paper, or maybe not mixed the two. Dylusions and then the watercolor, because my paper, it warped a lot, but that's not the issue. The issue was that the white paint was flaking off. So I think it'll be okay once it goes in a page protector, but you can see here I'm smudging everything. Yeah, that was not cute. So I go back and I clean it up with a baby wipe. You'll see in a second. And for the most part, it worked, but it was my mistake. I probably should have gessoed first. I'm not an expert in mixed media, but yeah, I warped the paper like big time. So the photo that I'm scrapbooking is of my little one, and she is sitting on the carpet, on the rug in my scrap room, and I just happened to turn around, and she was just sitting there reading a book. She can't read. She's not even 2. But she was reading a book. She was looking at the pictures, and it was adorable. And her hair was like really messy but curly, and she had a bow in her hair. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the perfect photo op right here. Quick, snap a picture before she moves. And so I ended up getting a fantastic photo. And so I'm scrapbooking it. So with the photo, I'm going to mat it. And I just used pieces from the collection. So I cut into some 12 by 12 because I did not get, like, this is my first layout, so I didn't have any like scraps or pages I had already cut into. So I had to do it. I had to cut into 12 by 12s, but that's okay. And so here I'm using the die cut frames, and you'll also see that I'm going to be using the like the ephemera pack as well. And so I love that Vicky came out with like the frames, because I love frames so much. I feel like they're an integral part of my scrapbooking and my layering and my matting. And so I'm happy when designers come out with collections that include frames, especially when they're like so colorful and bright. They're just my absolute favorite. So there are some more fun pieces in this like ephemera pack. I forget what they're called. This pack is called something else. But yeah, a lot of fun pieces, and this layout came together rather quickly as well. Like, and I'm loving that this is happening, because I'm able to scrapbook my family's memories, and it's not a huge deal. Sometimes it's like a huge production just to get things ready and together, and so I love when things are just easy. So I added that piece of ephemera there that says "Capture the Life You Love." And this kid definitely loves books. She calls every book, every magazine a story. And every night before bed, she does want a story. And she's just the cutest. And both of my girls have been very, you know, blessed that both my girls have both loved books. And I have a rule in my house that if you're going to buy my kid a toy, you must buy them a book as well. So that's my rule. Yeah. These are the stickers from the collection, and they're beautifully named Vicky. And they're my absolute favorite thing on the face of this earth. It is the same background paper that I'm using, but in thicker form. So, yeah. So for this title, I decided to go kind of whimsical, and there's a bunch of different fonts and colored words. And the layout itself is called There's Nothing More Loyal Than a Book, or you'll see in a second, because I can't remember the quote right now. And so, yeah. So I'm picking all my letters right now. I picked my mini markets that were close in color to like the color scheme. And these ones here, they look pink on screen, but they are like a index book kind of pattern. So they're red and white. They're coming across pink or like a salmony kind of color, but yeah. So, and then these little pink ones are the snapped, they're the Simple Stories ones. So these ones here are in the brights. So I'm just going to create my title. I don't think I make you watch all of it. I think I fast forward in a minute here. But I made sure that I used a lot of adhesive here to make sure everything was stuck down. Oh yeah, so the title is There Is No Friend as Loyal as a Book. So cute. So because I had all that paint on the background, I wanted to make sure that everything was stuck down and nothing was going to flake off, even though the paint itself was flaking off. And so, yeah. And here I am using the Vintage Spring. Now this sequence is so beautiful. It's like the perfect mint color. And I decided that I was going to use it and sprinkle my layout with some love using the sequins, and that let me bring in that minty color that's already in the collection. It just worked perfectly. Whether it was like with the October Afternoon, the mini markets, for the fonts, or the background papers or the ephemera, this sequence worked beautifully. So you'll see here that I'll add it in a second, but I decided that my layout needed a little something else. So I'm just fussy cutting some of the butterflies from the collection. And so I wanted to bring in more of the red. That was important because I had some red, but I wanted more of it. And I'm going to cut out like a tealy one here that you see that I'm doing now, and then a lighter minty color layout. And I just glued the centers of the butterfly so that they looked like they were in flight and a little more dimensional than them just being stuck down just flat to the paper, because that's not fun. There's my third butterfly, and I think that's it. I don't think I cut out any more. I think I just cut out 3. So now I'm going to add some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in gold, of course. And I just picked pieces from the sequins, and I'm gluing it down with my hot glue gun. This is because when I use wet adhesive, first of all, I make a mess and I get glue everywhere. And second of all, the hot glue is instant, right? And I know that it's not going to go anywhere. And I know that I'm not going to fuss with it. I'm going to stick it down and it's going to stay there. I've had instances before where I put like the sequence down and then it pops back up because the glue just isn't strong enough. And so that's it. That's my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed my layout. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your comments. Big hugs to you guys all. Love you to the moon. Bye.